there guys, welcome to the meat shop. In this episode we're going to make the jalapeno maple snack stick. It's a recipe I had a long time ago. It was super delicious. At first, the name of it kind of put me off. Didn't think those flavors went well together, but it's sweet and it's spicy and I think you guys are really going to like it. So, if you guys enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get started on making the jalapeno maple snack stick. Okay guys, we're going to get started on the jalapeno maple snack stick. I think you could substitute the jalapenos out with whatever spicy pepper you like. If you wanted to do habaneros or ghosts or whatever you got, you could do that, even though ghosts are super spicy. I'm making mine today out of pork because pork is a little bit more mild compared to beef and venison, because I really want that maple flavor to come through and mild out the spice from the jalapenos. So the equipment you're going to need, I guess, if you ground up the pork yourself, you would need a grinder. You can buy pre-ground pork from your butcher shop. You're going to need a little sausage stuffer and just a little something to mix your spices up and weigh out your maple syrup and whatnot. It's going to be a fully cooked sausage. We're going to stuff it into 22 millimeter mahogany nippy I get mine are nippy 220 casings, but it's basically it's a collagen mahogany casing, 22 millimeters. I have 1.5 kilograms of pork here, which is just over 3 pounds. And I've pre-measured out all the spices. The spices for the jalapeno maple are, and I guess this is a double ground. So I went through once coarse on an 8 millimeter plate and then fine on a 3 millimeter plate in the end. I can't remember what that is in inches off the top of my head. 3/8 plate, I think, is what we finished on. No, an eighth of an inch is what we finished on. Double ground, fine ground pork. And these are the seasonings that I've measured out ahead of time for the jalapeno maple snack stick, or pepperoni. We have salt, 15 grams per kilogram. Black pepper, 2 grams per kilogram. Cayenne, 1.5 grams per kilogram. Allspice, 0.5 gram per kilogram. Paprika, 2.5 grams per kilogram. Anise, 0.5 gram per kilogram. Onion powder, 2 grams per kilogram. Cure, number 1, sodium nitrite, at 3 grams per kilogram. Sodium erythorbate, which is a cure accelerator. It makes the meat block just a little bit more acidic, which accelerates the curing process and stabilizes color. At 0.5 gram per kilogram, you can also use ascorbic acid at the same rate. We have binder, which is a soy protein isolate is what I'm using. You can use whey protein isolate. You can use deheated mustard, basically anything that has protein in it. At 10 grams per kilogram. Then we're also adding maple syrup at 75 grams, which is 75 milliliters per kilogram. Dried jalapenos. I didn't use fresh ones because I don't usually use fresh ones up in my meat shop in Canada because it's tough to get them consistently throughout the year. So I either use pickled or dried, and in this case I'm using dried ones because I thought the maple syrup would maybe absorb into those little dry guys and make them sweet and spicy. Dried jalapenos at 8 grams per kilogram. And then I'm also using maple extract. So it's like a concentrated maple, and it's really good to get make it more aromatic. I find if you just try to do that with the maple syrup, it just gets sweeter and sweeter without the aromatic maple smell in your house. I definitely use those in the breakfast sausage. I've done maple breakfast sausages with and without it. And when you put the maple extract in the breakfast sausage, and I'm hoping in this maple sausage, when you cook it, you get that smell in the house, in the kitchen at breakfast. It's really nice. So maple extract at 1% of the weight, so that's 10 grams per kilogram. And like I said, I went up and mixed all this stuff together already, and if you guys are interested in making it, it's in the link below for you. But now, you guys have probably seen this step lots of times. Here's the pork that I ground up ahead of time for this. I'm just going to add our seasonings. I'll show you them. little dried jalapenos. Here's our seasonings. And basically, guys, if you're not into this maple jalapeno mix, this is, just take that out and you have this is a good recipe for the snack stick. Or pull the maple out and put cheddar in. You got jalapeno cheddar snack sticks. But at this step, guys, you put the spice mixture onto your pork and mix thoroughly. You've seen me do this lots of times. And once I kind of get these spices mixed into the meat block, that's kind of when I add the moisture. Some people say, well, why don't you add the moisture to your spices and create a slurry and get it in? Isn't it more thorough? It doesn't really make a difference. If you want to do that, go ahead. Just make sure you get all the spices out of your spice bowl into your meat block. But you definitely do need moisture to help spread out those spices. So here's my maple syrup and maple extract concentrate. Put that on there. It's really going to change the color, make it a little darker. I did do all pork with this one, like I said, because I think pork is a little more mild. But I think you could get away with putting in some beef in there if you wanted to. Maybe like 25, maybe up to 50%. You'd have to play with it, but ooh, that maple extract and maple syrup smells good. Excited to see how this tastes. So I'm just gonna mix this, guys, till I'm happy with the protein extraction I'm getting, and I'll show you that, and then we'll load it into the stuffer and get it stuffed. Okay, guys, I've been mixing, and I think I forgot off the list the water. All my sausages I top up to at least 10% moisture content. So right now I'm kind of at 75, 85 with the maple extract. So you just top it up to 100. So I'm going to do 25 mils per kilogram of sausage mix to bring it up to that 10% moisture content. And I just used this little container that was holding the maple and to get all that maple flavor in. All right, guys, so I've been mixing for a little while, about 3-4 minutes. When you can grab a handful and it sticks to your hand like that, you're good to go. That's gonna fill your sausage casing, and when you bite your snack sticks, they're gonna have a nice snap or pop. Now we'll get them into the sausage stuffer, stuff them, and then get them into the smokehouse as a final step. The important steps to loading up your stuffer is to make sure you jam it in there good and try and get as much air pockets out as possible. So I'll get this loaded and then we'll crank out some jalapeno maple snack sticks. Okay, guys, so I got it all still loaded into the sausage stuffer. And like I said earlier, we're gonna use these Collagen 22 millimeter snack stick casings. These ones are dyed brown already. And you do not need to soak these in water. They can just go on dry. As you can see, you just slip it over the horn, if I can find the opening. Oh, geez Louise, of course. Rip it a little bit helps. Slip it over top of the horn, and then you just feed it on. If your sausage stuffing horn's a little smaller, these will just sleeve right on, and you don't even have to do this, but I'll do that and we'll stuff. Okay, so I got a little bit loaded on there, and what I do is I always take just a little bit off the end of the stuffing horn, and you control how full these sausage casings are by the amount of pressure you put on at the end of the horn. You want to get these ones right full because we are going to hang them over the smoke sticks. You can twist them if you want, but I find hanging them and then cutting them after is a much more efficient way of doing them. All right, get the pressure on the sausage. Let the first little bit come out. There we go. And then I just pinch and let it back up onto the horn a little bit. And keep a good amount of pressure. You got to be careful. You can break these sausage casings. They're not really forgiving. You want to get them as nice and full. And how you check? You know, they have a little bit of give. They need to have just a little bit of give. And that's going to give you a nice little kind of a wrinkle when they come out of the smokehouse. They're not going to look like a hot dog or something, but they're also still going to have that nice snap. So there we go. I'll reload and we'll carry on. Okay, and then the same again till we're out of sausage in the stuffer. Let the first little bit come out till it backs up on the horn a little bit, and apply enough pressure so it's got a little bit of give. All right, that's the end of it. Not a very big batch of sausage, just enough to show you guys. Then I'll show you how I prep mine for the smokehouse. Okay, we got them stuffed. Now if you guys did want to link them ahead of time right now, you would just, whatever size link you would want, pinch and twist towards yourself 3 times. Whatever size link you want, go to the next one, pinch and twist towards yourself 3 times. But what I do is I smoke them in lengths and I cut them afterwards. These are my smoke sticks and they work out to be the perfect length. So each one of these sticks is going to hang over. I see lots of times guys kind of coil them, like they wrap them up like this on there and double them up and stuff, and they look like that in their pictures on Facebook and stuff, and that's fine I guess, but this way I'm showing you will get you a more consistent result. That way sometimes too you have sausage casings touching each other and you'll have these pale opaque spots, and guys are always asking, well, what is that? It's because not enough air circulation got around to dry it off. The heat didn't get there, and it kind of steamed in between the two. So I just go length of my oversized knife for the job, just the length of my smoke stick, and little guys are fine. Just hang them up at that end. Do the same again. This guy's going to be short enough. Then I just grab them, what would be the middle, or what would be the point I'm going to hang them from, and then you just set them on the smoke stick like so, and they hang in the smokehouse. None of them are going to touch. Obviously this isn't a very big batch, only 4 sticks isn't really a big deal for my smokehouse, but even if I was doing a great big load, well, not great big load, but 30 kgs is what I can do in that smokehouse. I do it this way, and I'll show you what it looks like when they're hanging when it's all done. But then afterward they're smoked, they're going to firm up. They're not going to be floppy and wavy like this, and you cut them into 8-inch or 6-inch pieces, whatever you want. So that's the stuffing, mixing, and spices. Next we'll smoke them and then get a taste of them. Alright guys, so we got the snack sticks loaded in there, and as you can see we keep them evenly spaced between each one. That allows the smoke and heat and whatnot to circulate between them. And then if we look at the bottom here, I always keep them just a little bit off the top of where my heat source is coming from. I got my heat source is a smoke pan down below, and you want to keep them just above that so that the bottoms don't burn. But the key is to just spread them out like so that air circulates around them. And then we'll take them through the couple smoke steps. Step number 1, drying. We're going to dry them off the outside a little bit so that the smoke adheres to the sausage casing a little bit better. They're already tanned, but when they come out of here, they're going to be even deeper, darker, mahogany brown color. Step number 2, smoking. I'm going to hit mine with hickory smoke. It has an antioxidant effect, which is good. You can use whatever you got though. If you want to smoke these with apple or pecan or whatever you got, works fine. Then we're going to do a cooking process. So I'm going to close the dampers just about all the way at that point on my smokehouse, and we are going to cook them at 185 degrees Fahrenheit, 190, until the core temperature of these guys reaches 161, 72 Fahrenheit, 72 degrees Celsius. First step's going to be an hour, second step's about an hour and a half, and third step's also going to be about an hour to get them up to that temperature. With lots of humidity so they don't dry out. So I just take my probe and I go right into the middle of one of the big pieces. So I'll get that set up and I'll bring you guys back in for when they're finished. Alright, so the smokehouse went off, which means they've hit 161 Fahrenheit or 72 degrees Celsius. And there they are. See how the color got deeper and darker and you got just a little bit of a wrinkle on them? That's perfect. Thermometer inside the middle of the biggest sausage, so that means they're ready. And at this step, sometimes I get questions on if you should water bath your pepperonis or not. If you're going to do that, make it super quick and then hang them back up to dry. Otherwise, you're going to have the casing separate from the sausage, and you'll have water that slips underneath there. So just give them a quick rinse, and then hang them back up. It's just like a quick dunk. What you're doing is you don't want to cool them right down to 0, is you just want to get them cooled. You want to stop that cooking process. So if you're going to do it, just do it quick, because they're very small diameter. It doesn't take much. But I'm just going to put mine in a tote and pop them in my walk-in cooler overnight and package them up for you guys in the morning. Okay guys, it is the next morning. I got our little itty bitty batch of jalapeno maple snack sticks. I'm excited to try these this morning because I had one yesterday after they come out of the smokehouse, after I shut the camera off, and they were piping hot. They were spicy. So I'm curious to see what happens the next day with these guys. But as you can see, bring a couple in close for you. They got a beautiful finish on them. Look at that, just nice little bit of wrinkle in there. That brown casing that we stuffed them into got even darker with the smoke we hit them with. So I'm super happy with the way those guys come out. That little bit of drying is going to concentrate the flavors and what have you. So let's cut into one of these guys. I'll give you a little cross section. There we go, guys. You can see a little bit of the specks of fat in there, a little piece of jalapeno. So let's give it a try. All right, see how it goes. Lots of maple right off the bat. Then your pepperoni flavors. And then the heat. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's really flavorful. Kind of sweet still, but spicy. If you like maple and you're looking for something sweet and spicy, this is pretty delicious. If you don't like maple, you'll hate this. So don't waste your time, because maple is the main flavor there, but that's quite good. I like maple up here. So I would give that one a thumbs up. Not bad for the first stab. And you could swap out, like I said earlier in the video, your jalapenos for habaneros or something like that, whatever you have. But that's really yummy. That's Canadian. The jalapeno maple snack stick. I'm just going to chop these guys up. I'll show you how I do that. Sorry, I was entranced by my sausage. But I usually just line these guys all up at one point here. Then you can cut multiple sausages at once. So whatever length you want them. These guys are about 5 inches or so. And we'll come down again here. And see how quick that is? It's like now I got these snack sticks ready to go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more sausage making videos and tutorials.